lovely people. This is your weekly horoscope for Monday the 29th of July going through until Sunday the 4th of August 2019. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Now, I've had a look at the week. I have looked at what relationships the planets form with one another in the sky. And it's a really positive week. It's a little bit more complicated than last week, which isn't really saying much because last week was super positive. It was one of the best weeks of the year. This also looks like a great week, but there are a few more changes, so you have to pay a little bit more attention and be a little bit more flexible. So I'm going to give you a day-by-day rundown of what is happening, what each day's energy is about, and how you can make the most of that energy. Remember that my horoscopes are for all signs of the zodiac. The monthlies are out for August for each specific sign of the zodiac. So if you're a sun sign Virgo or a sun sign Sagittarius, then watch the monthly horoscope. That's going to give you specific energy for your sign with the houses and everything. These are horoscopes for everybody, and it's like a weather report. It's like an astrological weather report to see what the planets are doing and how we're all going to be impacted by that. Based on UK time, so also take that into account. On Monday, the 29th of July, we've got the moon going into Cancer at 11:32 in the morning. So the moon in Cancer, we've got Mercury in Cancer at the moment, the communication planet. And the moon is the most sensitive part of you. It rules Cancer, so it's very happy there, but it's very sensitive. It's very much about nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, feeling your feelings, taking care of other people, and wanting to be reflective and inward looking. The sun is in Leo. That's very different. It's about, look at me, I'm out in the spotlight and let's party and let's go and let's have fun. And that squares Uranus and Taurus. So that is really rare that it squares Uranus and Taurus. I think it does it a couple of times a year. But Uranus is the planet of chaos and the unpredictable. So on Monday, with these things in place, you're in touch with your feelings, and you are practicing good self-care, and you're feeling confident and you feel comfortable in your own skin. The square between the Sun and Uranus is going to give you this sense of uneasiness and a potential kind of chaos looming over you. It's like a sword of Damocles hanging over you. Like something negative may happen, like something dreadful is on the horizon. So instead of giving into that feeling, I would suggest that you deal with what is in the present moment and you focus on the positive things in your life. You know, we could be hit by a meteor tomorrow, so having a sense of impending doom isn't some great insight. We could feel that way all the time if we chose. You know, we have no idea when planet Earth is going to come to an end, so some people feel like that all the time. Some conspiracy theorists feel like the end is near every day. Jehovah's Witnesses, I think, hope for the end every day. So, yeah, try and dismiss that and focus on the positive and be grateful for what's in the present moment. But just be aware that this carefree, sunny disposition is now touched with an undercurrent of something chaotic may come in. On Tuesday the 30th of July, the moon is still in Cancer, so you're still super sensitive. It conjuncts Mercury in Cancer. Mercury is still in retrograde. It's the last day where it's in retrograde. It goes direct on the 31st. And those two oppose Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. So we've got water versus earth. And the Cancer moon trines Neptune in Pisces, the water planet, in the sign that it rules, Pisces. So on Tuesday, it's a really different day to Monday. By expressing your hopes and dreams and desires, you're able to make them a reality, and you're able to change your circumstances around. It's a day where the veil between this world and the other world is very thin, and you can hear your guidance quite clearly. And it's also a good day for reading. So pay attention, especially if you're not sure that you're living your life purpose, or if you're wondering whether you're in the right job. You'll receive messages that will tell you whether you are in the right job, whether you are living your life purpose. And if you're in a situation that no longer works, then you just might find yourself suddenly saying, do you know what? I don't love you, and I never have. And this relationship needs to end. Because it suddenly becomes very clear that your life purpose is to be this independent humanitarian explorer, and you have settled into some sort of marriage of convenience for security and for financial security, and suddenly you get in touch with your true feelings and you realize that you're totally in the wrong place, and then that comes out. Alarm bells go off, because once you've said that, that situation is over. So it's great that you're in touch with your feelings and you know what your hopes and dreams are, but before you express them, make sure that you're ready to change your life, and that you're ready to say, okay, there's a difference between identifying what you really feel and what you really desire, and it's a whole other ball game to make it public. So you can realize that you're in a marriage of convenience, but to actually express that and say, this is how I feel, puts that to a crashing halt. So make sure that you use the information in the way that feels most comfortable to you. It's never going to be easy to get out of a situation like that, but if today it's like it's now or never, then go for it. If it's like, okay, I realize this now, I need to put certain things in place and in motion so that I can transition from this situation into something else, then do it that way, whatever works for you. So that's not the most easy and joyous situation, but it certainly is the most illuminating, and you really know yourself very well on Tuesday. On Thursday, the 31st of July, Mercury goes direct, and I find it so interesting that we have this major insight the day before Mercury goes direct, because that's what Mercury direct is designed to do. It happens 3 to 4 times a year, and it forces us to think differently. And on Tuesday, you're really forced to think about your feelings and your circumstances differently, and you get these epiphany moments that we wouldn't get if we didn't sometimes struggle with communication. So on Wednesday, when the thinking communication planet moves forward again, or appears to move forward again, communication and transportation becomes much simpler. Like here, this week they closed down both Heathrow and Gatwick Airport, so major disruption. The moon moves into Leo at 19 minutes past 1 in the afternoon on Wednesday, and the Leo moon then conjuncts the sun in Leo. So lots of fire, lots of positivity. So consider the communication and transportation issues as something that has faded away into the past. You don't have to worry about that anymore. The way you think is much clearer. You're still considering how you can take care of yourself and other people, but your confidence levels really just take this huge leap upwards, and your desire to have fun, that also really develops and really grows and gets bigger. And both your confidence and your fun levels kind of reach new heights today, and you simply feel more enthusiastic and more positive about what you're doing and what the future holds for you. It's a day of seeing endless, limitless, beautiful possibilities at the end of the horizon. On Thursday, the 1st of August, I just have to kind of remind myself that these days, these are the summer days that we're getting. You know, we're in the middle of summer now. It's warm, the days are long. This isn't going to last forever. And when I look at these days, I'm like, for me, these are the best days of the year. So for me, it's really important to understand what each day is like, because I want to make the most of this time of the year. It's light, very long, I'm productive, I'm able to get more done. My temperament and my mood is elevated just because there's more light. So the 1st of August, we're really in summer now. So the moon is in Leo, and a new moon, where the moon is totally pitch black, that takes place at 3:13 in the morning. I'll make a separate video on the new moon. I mention it in your monthly horoscopes for each sign of the zodiac, and I tell you what house of the chart the new moon occurs in. And that's important for you to know, because the planet is the energy. The sign that it's in is how that energy expresses itself, and the house that it's in is what area of your life that energy expresses itself. So a new moon in Leo is pulling in lots of Leo energy, lots of confidence, and if it's in your 7th house of relationship, it pulls lots of confident relationship energy into your life. If it's in your 2nd house of money, it pulls lots of positive, motivational, upbeat energy into your 2nd house, and you get ideas and you become really self-sufficient and independent in the sense of, this is how I can create a bigger income for myself. So the houses where it happens and where it lands for you specifically is important. Watch the ones for your sun sign first, and then the ones for your rising sign. If you need more information, then also watch the one for your moon, but it can get a bit confusing then. So I would just watch the sun sign and the one for your rising. So that new moon happens in the morning. Venus is in Leo, so Aphrodite is at her most passionate and shiny and public, and she conjuncts Chiron in Aries, the wounded healer. The Leo moon also trines Jupiter in Sagittarius. So on the 1st of August, be open to being in the spotlight. So karaoke, presentations at work, launch parties, all of those things are great. And be willing to go on adventures. You're going to fall in love in a way today that heals past wounds. That's the conjunction between Venus and Chiron. So, for example, if you feel unlovable and someone tells you that they love you today, you have the evidence to disprove that negative thought, and you can start the healing process to actually feel lovable. If you have some sort of wounded thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I'll never make it by myself, and you launch your own business today, and you've got loads of investors, and it's already been a major success before you even started, you can start to challenge that negative thoughts and that way of thinking that you may have just developed, or that may have come from your parents or other people. And you can say, actually, I am capable. I can succeed independently. I can thrive. So it's a day of challenging negative ego beliefs and replacing them with positive, happy, loving thoughts, and to cement those loving thoughts into your reality, which is fabulous, because once you get rid of that negativity and you replace it with positive thoughts and ideas, you manifest more positivity and more joy in your life. So you get this opportunity today on the 1st of August. Make sure that you're out and about and engaging with life so that you can take something negative and transform it. On Friday the 2nd of August, we have the moon going into Virgo at 22 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. The moon in Virgo is very attuned to other people and what they're saying. It likes to work with information, it likes to organize things, it likes structure. So you put on your listening ears when the moon goes into Virgo. Venus is in Leo still, love on a grand scale, and that now squares Uranus and Taurus. So again, love has this undercurrent of, ooh, what if something dreadful happens? The Virgo moon trines Uranus in Taurus. So on Friday, you may start to notice a pattern or some type of behavior in your romantic life, in your partnerships, or your friendships that don't quite make sense. And you start to notice them where you've never noticed anything before. So if you see something that's like, that's odd that they always run off to the side to go have a smoke every 15 minutes, that's a little bit odd. I didn't realize that before. So when you do a little bit of digging and you go looking for answers, you may be surprised to discover a secret that's been right in front of your face that really throws the relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship or a sibling relationship, it really can throw that relationship into chaos and make you question whether you still love that person. So it can be anything from being lied to, someone being unfaithful, or someone kind of betraying you and talking out of both sides of their mouth and telling you one thing and telling other people something completely different. So Friday is a day of disclosure and revealing hidden truths. And they may not be pleasant truths, but it's important to see these things for what they are, rather than to bury your head in the sand and to say everything's fun and great when you've got people who are actually stabbing you in the back. It's better to get rid of those people and to be aware of what's happening so that you can make space to have genuine, positive, loving people in your life. On Saturday the 3rd of August, we have the Virgo moon opposing Neptune in Pisces. So Virgo, structure and security and organization versus dreams and fantasy and what could be. The Virgo moon trines Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, so transformation of physical circumstances and putting down new roots and new walls and new kind of structures. And the Virgo moon squares the lucky planet Jupiter in Sagittarius. So on Saturday, as a response to the day before Friday, you may have the desire to really clam up and to protect yourself because someone who you trusted abused that trust. So to kind of, protect yourself, but also to throw away hopes and dreams and to blame yourself for being so naive and innocent and stupid. Well, it's like Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones when she says, I'm a stupid little girl with stupid hopes and dreams and I never learn and I'm just so stupid. It's that kind of thing. You're not stupid and your hopes and dreams are not impossible to achieve. Just because someone betrayed you, it's not your fault that they betrayed you. You hang on to your hopes and dreams. Don't let someone betray you and ruin something for you, and then you get all bitter and naive. And not naive, you get all bitter because you felt like you were naive and you totally shut down and you throw all of your hopes and dreams out the window. Don't do that. So instead of putting up walls and giving yourself a hard time, go on an adventure today instead and have fun. Kind of force yourself to get out. Force yourself not to sit around by yourself and to ruminate over all of the negative things that have been done to you. Celebrate the fact that you trust people and that you love people and that you have an open, kind kind of disposition. And whether those people are worthy of that love and trust, that's their problem, not yours. So plan to give your positive energy to those who are deserving of it and be more discerning in future. Get rid of the haters in your life. If you can get rid of them permanently, kind of say, you know, I gave you all my love and trust, and you have now abused that trust, and I really don't want anything else to do with you, so please respect my wishes and get lost. Or if you have to work with these people, or whether it's someone in your family who kind of slept with your boyfriend, your sister, and you can't get rid of her because she is part of your family, then put boundaries in place and just say, okay, this has happened. I need some time and space. I don't want to look at you right now. I want to do something fun and positive, and I want to surround myself with people who actually add something to my life. I don't want you here right now. And that's your prerogative. You're able to do that. So Saturday, make it a positive day. And you've got to plan a little bit for that. And get out and about. Be open to new experiences. And don't blame yourself for being open and loving and welcoming people with open arms. You may meet someone today on Saturday, the 3rd of August, who is worthy of your love and trust. And it could be the beginning of a new wonderful relationship, of something amazing, and that works in your benefit. Like, let's say on Friday you discover that your boyfriend is not being honest with you, and you don't know whether you're going to break up with him or not, but it's kind of been like, I need a little bit of time to think this over. And on Saturday you meet your soulmate. The decision to get rid of the old boyfriend suddenly becomes much easier. So it might actually work in your favor, this day of disclosure on Friday, showing you something really negative, because it can make space for something wonderful and marvelous and unexpected and miraculous to come into your life on Saturday. But it's only going to come into your life if you're out and about and engaging with people. If you're holed up in your apartment, you know, sitting alone in the corner drinking gin, you're not going to meet that person. You're not going to find the new way of being part of a team, like roller derby, or joining a kayaking team and things like that. Maybe you just stumble upon something like that and you decide to join the team and you make 20 new friends just because you're in the right place at the right time. Jupiter is the lucky planet, and Jupiter squares the Virgo moon. So everything is like, dreams go away, let's sort out our actual physical life, and good luck is kind of over there, and it feels kind of off to just go running around and doing new things when you have boundaries to put in place and things to really ruminate about. Don't waste your time doing that. Go with Jupiter in Sagittarius. It is good luck after all. Enjoy the fun and motivation of that. Get out into the world, have fun, and replace the negativity with positivity. Finally, on Sunday the 4th of August, the moon moves into Libra at 31 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. Mars in Leo quincunxes Pluto in Capricorn, so the male principle in Leo, very fired up, ambition, drive, passion, desire, and it forms a harmonious quincunx with Pluto, which is transformation and change in a practical way. The Libra moon is very different to Mars in Leo. Mars in Leo is about, I am strong, I have certain desires, I'm attracted to things, and I want those things. The moon in Libra is, I'm just one of many, I have to fit in, I have to compromise, I have to be considerate of other people's feelings, and it's a give and take. That's what life is about. Those two are very contradictory kind of feelings, and you have them both today. The Libra moon opposes Chiron in Aries, and it sextiles Venus, the planet of love, beauty, joy, creativity. That's also in Leo. So Mars, the male principle, and Venus, the female, both in Leo. The sexes are very, very fired up today. So on Sunday the 4th of August, it's really, really important that you surround yourself with people who you are honest and who you can trust, and you're not around people where you have to play nice, where you have to kind of be fake, or you have to be civil, you have to bite your tongue, you have to watch what you say. You know, like a colleague that you dislike, or a family member who has betrayed you, especially if it's something fresh. So colleagues, people who've stuck a knife in your back, anyone who's had a negative effect in your life that you can't cut out forever, you have to be civil and kind of grown up and adult about these people when you meet them, because they're part of your family circle or your working life or your friendship group. And if you go off on them every time you see them, then you destroy other relationships by proxy. You know, like if you're in a friendship group and this one person shows up and you despise this one person, and every time they come along you start a screaming match, the other 6 friends are going to get tired of that, and they're going to say, one of them is going to have to go sooner or later. So because of everything being in Leo, and we have Mars quincunxing Pluto and Venus in Leo, and the opposition between the moon and Chiron, the wounded healer, being way over there, you're likely to erupt in furious anger and forget social niceties if you're in a situation where you're with someone that you dislike. So be careful on Sunday. Instead, surround yourself with people you truly love and that you have no beef with. Get out of any situations where you're not able to be authentic. You know, most of us can fake it, so at certain times where we have to, but there are certain days where you're just so emotional that you just can't bite your tongue anymore, and you have to tell that person what a phony they are. You just get so angry you can't control yourself. So spend the day alone. That's better than going off on someone. So if you spend it alone, great. If you spend it with your partner and your kids and family and real friends, awesome, fabulous. Just make sure there are no fake friends, there are no frenemies, enemies, whatever in your life, because you're going to really blow up. That's a good thing if you want to get rid of them forever and really kind of scare them and make them retreat. Or you want to get into a real fight, because they might blow back up at you. If they feel like they've been wronged, they may just go for you just as hard and fast as you're going for them. And that kind of thing is not good for you. It just being in anger, it just raises your blood pressure, it just gets your heart beating, it's uncomfortable, you're in a negative mode, you're creating more negativity, you're creating and manifesting more things to get angry about, more things to argue about, more negative people to come into your life. So avoiding those things altogether is just the best course of action. Like, just don't argue with people. Just say on Sunday, I'm not going to get into an argument today. I'm going to spend time with people I love, or I'm going to spend the day by myself doing things that I love. And I don't have time to get into screaming matches with people. It's just not something that I do. And if you say that to yourself, and if you just put that boundary in place, you'll be able to do it, and you'll have a wonderful day. So that's what I get for you this week. If you would like a personal reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading, rather. In my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. I use all 3 divination systems, and I'm an intuitive astrologer. So I look at the symbols, and that opens a kind of doorway into my intuition, and I get messages coming through as I'm reading your chart or your cards. So I can answer any questions you may have on is this the right partner for me, or what's my life purpose, what are my vocational aptitudes, what are my weaknesses that I have to work on, what are my strengths that I can maximize, where's the best place for me to live, what's destined for me in love and money, and how can I change that destiny, and how can I create abundance for myself or love for myself. what's happening in children and spiritual development, and really any questions you may have, I can answer them. I need your place of birth, your date of birth, and your time of birth to draw up your astrology chart. If you don't have your time of birth, then order a rectification with me. That's a process where I can work out your time of birth. And once I have that, then I can draw up your natal chart, which is a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born, and it's like a blueprint of your soul. It shows me everything about you, and it's really wonderful to be able to read that. Yeah, so if you have any questions for me, get in touch via the website. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of new videos coming out, like the monthlies that are out now for each zodiac sign, or the daily tarot readings, or these weekly horoscopes. Then hit subscribe. Share the video if you like it as well. That would be great, and I'd be ever so grateful. Have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you next week.